Hi there, I'm Joseph Quijano, Certified Financial Planner, and I want to thank you for having us in your home tonight.
I'm Jordan Quijano. We really want to thank you for leaving the great comments you guys have been putting down below. Please remind to subscribe, put that notification bell on, and always give us a thumbs up because we really appreciate putting this information out. There's not enough financial information out there in today's world, and that's why we do this. We do this for you guys, for you and your family, just to find out that there is really a way to get ahead financially.
And the way that we're going to do it is by continuing on our first video that we did a week ago about the high cost of college and how to pay for college without really breaking your retirement accounts. So the solution will probably surprise you, but it works. It really, truly works. And I'm going to give you some examples that are really true examples that have happened, not only to my clients, but also to my own family. And right now, Jordan,
Yep.
I think you were saying that the 529s, this is what most people rely on all traditional methods to try to pay for college.
Right.
And the number one method that most people think about saving for college
Or get sold on.
right, is a 529 plan.
Yeah.
And those plans, I'm going to tell you something right now, they don't work anymore. They're tied to the stock market. So when the market goes up, they'll go up. When the market goes down, they'll come crashing down. So you better pray. You better hope that the stock market is up when your child or grandchild goes to college.
You know, and some people might be thinking, what is a 529 plan? Well, guess what? It's an investment tool that's used for education. A lot of advisors nowadays sell these 529 plans for you to help put your kid through college. We all know the cost of college has increased tremendously over the years, and they're using these 529 plans for you to stuff money away on a monthly or annual basis. Well, I'm all for that. Put money aside, have the discipline. But where I personally don't agree with it is that it's tied to the stock market. The money's tied to mutual funds, meaning that if the stock market's up, well, the 529 plan's doing beautiful and it's going great. And if that's when your kid goes to college and they're 18 years old and the stock market's up high, well, you guys are doing great, you won. But what happens when the stock market goes down, when your child is 18 years old and they're about to go to college? Well, the market's going to go down, and that might mean that you might have to pull extra money out of your pocket just to help pay for that tuition because the stock market brought that 529 plan down. So look at 529 plans almost like a 401k. You put money in, it goes up with the stock market, and if the stock market goes down, your account goes down too. But the reality of it is with a 529 plan, it's only meant for education. So let's talk about this for one moment. When you have a FAFSA form, when we talked about that on our earlier video, part 1, the whole idea is to get as much financial aid that you can possibly find. FAFSA forms look at 529 plans and they count that against your FAFSA form. They count that against your financial aid. So that's going to hurt you at the end when you're trying to get more financial aid. That's a huge no-no because really the goal would be is to get as much financial aid as you possibly can and then pay yourself back and the loans back once you get out of college.
You know, we have a client that actually has 3 children, and they started the 529 plan when they were born. And they contributed money to this 529 plans until they became 18. I want to tell you the sad story that 2 out of the 3 529 plans failed.
Oof.
Only 1 made it with enough money to at least enter college. So this poor family had to take money out of their own pockets at the age of 18 of their children to be able to send them through college and meet their goals that they wanted to help their children get a higher education. And like you said earlier, a 529 plan counts against your financial aid on the FAFSA. When you're reporting all your assets, you do have to count all your assets, and the 529 plans will actually diminish your financial aid.
The last point that I want to make about 529 plans is nowadays there are more and more students that want to study abroad. They want to go to a different country, they want to go to a different place in the world just to learn and study. The sad reality is a lot of those 529 plans do not allow for you to do that. They are only for in-state, United States, and that's to help pay for the college funds. They don't help pay for a lot of the school abroad or the fees that help put students in homes to live in over there. So just keep that in mind. 529 plans, they are good for what they are, which is to help try to get you into college, but it's a risk. It's a gamble. It's just like a 401k. So this could really impact your child's educational future.
And and what if your child or grandchild is a superstar and gets all kinds of financial aid and doesn't need to use the 529 plan?
Yeah, great.
What's going to happen? You have to use it for education?
Yes.
So that means that you're stuck with it. You're stuck with it. You cannot use it for anything else.
Or otherwise you get penalized.
That's right. So here's my point, okay? The Become the Banker strategy offers a way to pay for college that is totally foolproof.
Yes.
And I actually have used it within my own family. I have a granddaughter. I have 17 grandchildren, but one out of the 17 by the name of Sarah. Actually, my older son, Tony, they wanted to start a 529 plan for her when she was born.
Right.
And I said, Tony, don't do that. Why don't we start a Become the Banker college funding plan for her?
Nope.
And we split the cost. They were going to actually put into the 529 plan $500 a month.
Right.
So I said, you know what? Let's do that Become the Banker strategy. You put $250 and I'll put $250. Now let me tell you something. This is an amazing thing to me.
It is.
It's on my book, actually, that Become the Banker, the original book. And this is real, okay? This is real.
Real numbers.
When Sarah, now remember now, she's 7 years old now. When she enters college, she will have guaranteed, nothing to do with the stock market, $122,517. Is she going to pay for college?
It's going to help quite a bit, if not.
You bet. I mean, think about that. And then, look at this. When she becomes 48 years old, let's say after she graduates from college, and she gets a phenomenal career going, and she's married, she has her own home, she will have $510,971 available
to buy
in her account.
And that could be to buy a house, or maybe buy a second property,
or start a business. And then this is the amazing thing. When she becomes 65 years old, at the age of 65, the Become the Banker college funding plan, guess what? Will give her over $1.1 million. And this is all documented and is absolutely guaranteed.
And tax-free.
Beautiful point.
That's the thing. So you're telling me with you putting $250 and my brother putting $250 away for $500 a month, by the age that she turns 24, 25, and she graduates, gets a good job, and she continues to contribute to it, now she has enough money to buy her first vehicle, maybe her first house, condo, then she gets married, meets the love of her life, and they have kids, and they can put college. But better yet, she's gonna have over $1 million of tax-free money that she can use for retirement. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
How good is that? How good is that?
And just one last piece is, who's to say where are the tax brackets gonna be at that point? We're talking about 40 years, 50 years out from Sarah's age. What tax bracket are we gonna be at? So to have over $1 million of tax-free money, that's worth its weight in gold.
And one point I do want to make, the Become the Banker strategy does not count against your financial aid. So we can use that strategy to help you leverage your free financial aid from the government.
Yes.
So I don't care what income bracket you are in, we can help you maximize your free financial aid. So if you do go to college, or the child goes to college, you're gonna pay less out of pocket. Your expected family contribution will be a lot less. And that's the beauty of the Become the Banker strategy.
Right. And so when we talk about this Become the Banker strategy, it's not only about getting that tax-free return, getting the $1 million in the future, using the money throughout your life, but really it's the ability to have the freedom of your choice. Just like I mentioned before, 529 plans limit you that if you don't use it for college, if you get a school grant, if you get a scholarship, well, you get penalized on that 529 plan because it has to be used specifically for college or for education. Well, Become the Banker doesn't have that restriction. And the other part to it is if your student wants to go study abroad, guess what? Use the Become the Banker. You're able to use this to go study abroad, help pay for the college, help pay for the funding of the food and lodging and the books. It's so much more than just a financial tool. This is just the beginning lessons that you're gonna pass on to your children. And once they learn the power of this, just like with Sarah, my niece, this is something that she's gonna use for the rest of her life as a financial tool. It might have started out as a college plan, just in the early stages, but just like we mentioned, as her life goes on, when she buys a house, when she buys a car, when she retires with over $1 million, it's a financial tool throughout the rest of her life, other than a 529 plan that's just meant for education.
I want to thank you for watching the secondary video of the Become the Banker college funding strategy.
Yep.
And we're going to be looking forward to seeing you next week.
And I just really want to thank you all for not only just calling in and leaving us great comments, but I must say, keep in mind, we are the financial advisors here online that help answer any questions you guys have. I find it all the time that people sometimes get too nervous to talk to people about finances, or they get too nervous to talk to a financial advisor because they think that they have to have a lot of money. Well, don't think that. Give us a call, leave us a comment, give us a like, do whatever feels comfortable. But at the very least, just give us that thumbs up and that notification bell, and we'll keep on putting out more videos each week. So I'm Jordan Quijano.
And I'm Joseph Quijano. Thank you so much for being part of our family.
We'll see you guys next week.